Hey, you know what? Enter night, people. God damn! That is drinkable.
I've been trying to act cool and calm all afternoon. I don't know if I'm fooling anybody but myself, but we are here backstage with the band, and these guys are treating us like old friends. I mean, it's awesome how warm and welcoming, and you know, James was explaining how he'd been researching about our company and telling me how he thinks that what we're doing is really cool and there's a lot of parallels. And how is James Hetfield doing that? But we're back here. We're introducing Enter Night for the very first time, and it's really exciting. People.
What exactly does it entail?
And to quote Mr. Lars Ulrich, Enter Night, people. God damn. Well, here we are. How cool is this? We're backstage with a band for the first ever release of Enter Night Pilsner.
This comes from you.
Well, it's a team effort.
No, it's a team effort. Where's Steve?
Where's Steve? There's
Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Okay, some backstory. You see, earlier this year, we got contacted from the band's management, and they were telling us that the band was interested in making a beer, and okay, that sounded really cool. And by the way, Metallica.
Yeah, so the spirits in here are good.
Yes. Hell yeah, the spirits are good. In fact, the spirits are awesome, and the spirit of this band and the coming together is just meant to be. And we have spent so much time together building this all out and creating this beer, the branding, everything about it is very much a team effort.
But Steve, what do you have to say about all this?
I'm at a loss for words just being here with you guys.
We'll just have a sip. Hey, cheers. Cheers.
All right.
Cheerio.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Cheerio.
Cheers, everybody.
All right, this was an amazing night. But let's go back a couple of months to Copenhagen. Me and Lars, we meet for the first time.
Hey, I'm Lars.
Hi, Greg here.
What's happening?
We're in beautiful Copenhagen. Here, I'll give you a quick look around. There you go. Lars
Look at
gesturing.
that. It's a beautiful day. We've just come from an incredible lunch of herring and mackerel. You're never too far away from a pickled fish in this country.
The real thing is we're here to talk about beer.
That's right. We can't wait to share this with all the beer drinkers out there, all the music lovers, and all the lovers of all good things in life. And hope you're thirsty out there.
I am. All this talking is making me thirsty,
Let's
by the
go.
way. Yeah. Okay, well, so we're going to peel off. We're going to have a beer. We're going to get into more discussion, but we wanted to give you a word here from Copenhagen in the early part of the conversation. First time Lars and I met.
This is it.
We're getting along all right.
Sorry. That is so stoned!
All right, I'm going to teach you guys the Arrogant Consortia Metallica Enter Night Toast. It's very simple. Please pay close attention. Here's to me.
Here's to me.
Okay, let's go back a couple weeks from here, though, to Lars's house, where we met up to talk about beer, drink some beer, and enjoy the final version of Enter Night Pilsner. It's fun to drink beer with friends. Cheers.
Hey, you know what? Enter night, people. God damn! That is drinkable. And it's definitely past midnight, so it's officially nighttime, right? And we're drinking beers.
Yes.
And living large and enjoying not just the company, but the beverages.
Okay.
And we
Play
have
by play here.
and we've taken a trip. We have taken a trip through the history
Yeah.
of Stone.
Basically, I was doing a beer education, going through the classic Stone IPA. We did some, there you go.
We did a little of the old
Decant, yeah.
stout there.
Yeah, ooh,
Take
big
that one
hit,
with
big
you.
hit, yeah, yeah.
Big hit.
Yeah.
The OG Stone IPA, I love. So OG and new OG,
Okay.
Metallica OG, right there.
That's right, Enter Night.
Our stories are so similar. Okay, we live on the fringes, outside of the main. We live on the fringes outside of the mainstream, and we just
Came from there.
we came from the fringes. Okay, and then the mainstream came to us. Was that the conclusion
Rock
that
on.
we came
I
to?
got a toast to that. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And all of you guys that said, by the way, that crazy shit you guys are doing, we like it too. Cheers, guys.
Over and out.
Lars and his team came down to Escondido, showed him around the bistro. We, of course, sat down and all broke bread together, and then we showed him around the brewery.
Make a toast to our new blended family.
Okay.
Okay? Cheers.
It's probably not surprising, but there's a lot of Metallica fans on our team. Lars was saying hey, hanging out, drinking beer. Hey, that's what it's all about. So the block party is mostly over, the release of the Internight, and all the fans have gone into the stadium for the show, but there's going to be a couple of hangers on at the last minute, and Lars is going to go out and maybe ask a question or two about how they like the beer. Well, come on then! Okay, where's the people drinking the Internight? It was all gone. Everybody had the leftover beers of the other brands because this was gone. So
That's a good
sign.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
Okay, so we're gonna do the. Come on, try it. Do the. Come on, do your thing.
Okay. Enter night, people. God damn.
Enter Night. This is Arrogant Consortia's collaboration brew with Metallica.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Collaboration with Metallica.
I'm a Ride the Lightning guy myself.
Yeah?
And Justice for All is probably my second favorite.
I'm a Puppets guy.
So they used mostly European ingredients on this. There is one American hop on this that I won't disclose because it's all confidential.
That's right.
But yeah, European Pilsner malts, and you really, really taste it. It's got that really interesting sweetness you always get from those German Pilsner malts.
The malt character is amazing. It's so awesome in this beer. Some of that classic Pilsner quality, but I don't know, there's an added depth to the malt I really like. And then the fruitiness pops in from the hops. Yeah, it was cool that the band was actually involved in the different pilots and got to taste each one and got to discuss it with those guys over there. And in the end, I think they picked the best beer for sure.
What's up, Virtual Beer Fest? You know what time it is here.
Dreams of lies, dreams of dragons fire, and the things that
like free money right there. Hope you guys are enjoying your virtual beer fest. Especially the Metallica brew. Give it up out there! Remember to get very drunk. It's important. We'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe out there.
Hola, I'm Chris Ketchum, the Senior Manager of Brewing and Innovation at Liberty Station, here to talk to you guys about Buena Veza. Buena Veza got started here at Liberty Station. Ben Sheehan, one of our brewers in Escondido, came down to help us out during one of our busier times of the year. And he had this really awesome idea to do a Mexican lager, and I was 100% on board with it. And then he was like, I want to throw sea salt and lime in there though too, so it's more of a Baja tradition. And I was like, why you gotta ruin a really good beer? Let's just make a really good beer, and then we could talk about it. And then we made a really awesome beer, and then we added the sea salt and lime to it, and holy shit, it was amazing. And I don't think I've ever had a beer quite like this from Stone before, and it's probably one of my favorites nowadays. First thing you notice straight off, it's this beautiful, clear beer. And on the aroma, the lime just bursts through with that little hint of salt to kind of emphasize that fresh lime character in this. You do get a little hint of like corn in there. And flavor-wise, it's just ridiculously refreshing. The lime just kind of washes through that little bit of salt, that little salinity on the end of the palate. Wonderful thing about this Buena Veza is that we actually took what we love about making craft beer, and we, when you sometimes have these high-end industrial or imported Mexican lagers, they are just bland. There's no flavor there. So people purposely will add salt and lime to it to make it more drinkable. Ben designed a wonderful recipe and still threw the sea salt and lime in there, and it didn't need it. It was great by itself, but there's nothing I've had similar to this beer. Can't wait for you guys to try your own can of Buena Veza or bottle of Buena Veza or anything, but this artwork is sick. And this beer goes amazingly well with tacos and burritos and anything Mexican food related. I hope you enjoy. Cheers.
The question Steve and I have been asking ourselves for the past couple of years is, how do we set Stone up for perpetuity? Because this is very important to us. The values of the company continuing forward. In the late 1800s, there were 4,000 plus breweries in the United States. 1979, there were just 42 brewing entities in the entire country. Big beer is what got us there. Big beer is what got us to almost no choice in this country and being, quite frankly, the laughing stock of the world when it came to beer. And today, we have now more than 4,000 breweries in the United States. Craft beer is what has gotten us here. So craft beer was born out of an ideal of rebelling against demand, if you will. Rebelling against the idea of beer as this simple commoditized beverage that had no redeeming qualities or characters, and instead said, wait a minute, as brewers, we have so much more we can bring forth to people. What's the marketability of it? Don't know. Big guys would have told you there wasn't any. What's the viability as a business? Don't know. Market studies would have probably told you there wasn't much viability. But we, the craft brewers, we brought forth this anyways because this is what we believed in. So at a corporation, they have a quote-unquote fiduciary duty to maximize shareholder value. It's a legal requirement. Well, at Stone, as a private company, we don't have any legal requirements to be true to these values we've set up for ourselves, but I feel we have a moral value. We have told you over years, these are the things that are important to us. Our creativity, our authenticity, our going our own way, our belief in craft beer, our belief in the simple fact that the world is better with great choices as opposed to a world that's limited to just commodity, industrialized, commercialized versions. You know, a lot of people have seen videos of me on the internet giving talks about the day that I thought our company was gonna die and how that felt. And I still get that lump in my throat when I retell that story. I told it last night and I had to stop because I was getting choked up because it was so visceral to remember how desperately important it was for us to survive as a company and to be able to brew the beer that we believed in and bring it to people. And this is why we were doing it. Erasing that and selling it, that vision out, and, I don't know, I'd be a rich that doesn't want to look in the mirror. I don't care about a yacht or an island. I still fly coach. I'm going to continue to fly coach unless I get a free upgrade, which I would happily accept. But you know, here's the thing. What are our ideals? So do our ideals change because somebody dangles the almighty dollar? Well, the almighty dollar is important because I can't run my business without it. I can't do what we do without it. But it's not quite as almighty as some people think. And there are people out there I know who will watch some of this and they will say to themselves, Greg, you're a self-righteous idiot. Are you kidding me? It's the American dream to grow a company and sell it out and make bank and be able to retire with hookers and blow, okay? Or whatever you might want. Yeah, well, not me. That's not my ideal. This, glorious as it is, sitting here in my office, Stone Brewing is my ideal. Being consistent to my personal values and the values that we built as a company and all the people that work here is my ideal. And that ideal is more important than any check, period.
Hi, I'm Chris Ketchum, Senior Manager Brewing and Innovation at Liberty Station. Here to talk to you about Stone Delicious IPA. Upside down, right side up, whatever way you want to turn your stones, it's all good with me. I love this beer. This is actually my favorite Stone IPA we brew year round. This actually started at Stone Brewing Liberty Station, and after a little single hop trial we did with El Dorado hops called Lost City Liquid Gold, it came out so great. First sip we took and we were just like, delicious. The words just came right off our lips. I'm gonna take a sip. Oh man, that's so good. This beer, what makes it exceptional is when El Dorado first came out, we were the first ones to really put that hop out in the market and really test it. And it's just full of just fun character, lots of lemon, little Starburst candy character, little anise, little melon, little orange, slight hint of tropical fruit, and then we added some lemon drop hops, which really brought out that lime, or lemon character. Why do I keep saying lime? Man, I just ruined this whole video. And we added lemon drop hops to really bring out more of that lemon character in the beer and really just make it pop more as an IPA. What makes this IPA even better is that we actually had an enzyme to break down the gluten in the beer to make it, we call it gluten reduced. And this was the first IPA that came out where you would actually be able to have a gluten reduced IPA. And this is lives up to its name of being a delicious IPA, but also gluten reduced, so enjoy.
What's up, man? I got some stones, brother. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got that claw. Alright, guys, well, who wants that claw?
What's up, guys? Hopefully you are chugging along and keeping up tonight. We are getting ready to do a super exciting giveaway of some cool Stone merch. We got a hat, some cool jerky, and some other goodies that we're gonna be throwing in a box delivered to your front door. All you gotta do to enter is light up the chat right now with why you love Stone. That's all you gotta do. Go ahead and leave us some cool stories. We're gonna go ahead and go through them and pick our favorite winner just in a minute.
Hello again, everybody. I'm back behind the Crowler bar here, and I'm wearing gloves and wearing my mask because we're trying to slow the spread of the COVID-19 virus. So got to obey the rules, and we're still open for Crowler fills. So Crowler is a canned growler, and you can come in and get a crowler of whatever we got on draft at the time. Let me cover my nose there. So all kinds of good stuff on tap. Over there we have the menu, which you can't see on camera, but lots of good stuff. I promise, get just about everything. And here I've got our 24th anniversary double IPA. We do an anniversary beer every year. This year we're not having a beer festival, of course. You know, again, COVID-19 interrupted that, but we're still doing the anniversary beer, and we're glad people get to try it. This particular beer is an imperial version of Didgeridoo. So Didgeridoo, my colleague Chris created that beer. It's from Liberty Station, and we've been really fond of it. We really, really like the beer. A didgeridoo is a folk instrument from Australia. It's native to Australia, and because there's so many Australian hops in here, and also I believe some New Zealand hops, but Didgeridoo was a name we came up with for the beer. We've released it a few times at Liberty Station. Again, this is a higher ABV version of it, so it's not the original, but we freaking love this beer. We've been very fond of it for a really long time. We've wanted to do something with this recipe for a really long time, and the fact that we have a bigger version of it means a lot to us. So we're glad you guys get to try it.
I've done, I know I'm gone. The fear of loving you. Pardon me, as I bear defeat. There's no revolution here. Well, I'll grow old, but never cold. You always held me with care. Oh, kings lay down your lovely crowns and join your brothers in arms. Say what I've done, I know I'm gone. The fear of loving you. I've seen a light, I know that I'm not the man that you once knew. Say what I've done, I know I'm gone. The fear of loving you. I've seen a light, I know that I'm not the man that you once knew.
So here we are, hanging out at the Bistro Gardens here.
Yeah, beautiful day in the summer.
Yeah, just there's a bunch of lily pads over there. Saw a water spider running around.
Got frogs out here somewhere.
Yeah.
Wildlife in the bistro.
Right there.
Yeah,
Wildlife.
Yeah.
Speaking of wildlife, we're drinking Stone Fear Movie Lions Double IPA here. So this was a really fun project when we launched the Richmond Brewery. We decided we wanted to do an East Coast beer, and the East Coast palate at the time was I think it's very similar, but our sales team said they like a sweeter flavor profile, and so we worked really closely with the Richmond Brewery to brew this beer. And the name Fear Movie Lions is from What Three Words. So if you go to, I believe it's what3words.com, every 3x3 meter square on the planet has a 3-word title. If you're metrically impaired, 3x3 is about 10 feet by 10 feet square. So there was actually a square in the middle of the Richmond Brewery that identified as fear.movie.lions.
Right by where the bowling line is now, too. Actually.
Exactly.
And that's actually a good trivia thing for people to do at home. Like, look that up right now. Look up your house. It's highly addicting, believe me.
So this, as I said, very, very sweet flavor profile. Lots of hops. This beer is really doing well. It's one of our highest growth beers at the moment. And yes, We started brewing it in Richmond first, and we are brewing it at both breweries now. And they're both really killer. You can get it nationwide now. It wasn't so initially. And originally the idea was to do only 16-ounce cans, 16-ounce six-packs, and draft. And we've expanded past that. So you can get this a lot of different places.
The beer's done really good. It's done really well. What I like about it is it's still Stone style, you know. And what does that mean? It has that character from us. It's a little more hoppy. It's a little more actually bitter than your typical East Coast IPA, but it's still really smooth and has a sweetness. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this beer. I'm proud of what it's done. And like
It's one of Steve's babies. He actually really hit it out of the park on this one. And I remember we were in an executive taste panel, and our sales director at the time was like, "That's it. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We can sell this." And whenever you have sales buy in on something, it's not a bad sign.
And typical of me, I thought we could have done better, but we did. Knock it out of the park. Clearly, people love it. I always think we can do better. By the way.
Well, we can. That's like we talked about earlier. Leave no stone unturned. I mean, we push each other. That's our thing.
Yeah. Rarely is the beer. I just want it to be the greatest thing anybody ever tasted. But this beer is wildly popular again. People love it, and thank you. I'm glad it's so popular. I'm proud to be part of the development of this beer.
Stone, release the Gargoyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah! I love Stone!
What up, everybody? This is Jake with Modern Times Coffee. I'm the business development manager for the coffee side of Modern Times, and I'm here to talk to you about the Wizard and Gargoyles blend that we use for the Wizard and Gargoyle Hazy Coffee IPA that we did in collaboration with Stone. So we actually met with the Stone brewing team and did a cupping with them where we tasted a variety of coffees to see what their team thought would be the best mix of the coffee and ours, so make it truly a collaboration, not just on the beer side, but on the coffee side as well. And we ended up picking a natural Ethiopia and a washed Peru at the first chance. So the natural Ethiopia was selected because it has this like mixed berry, blueberry, blackberry characteristics. And then we wanted to balance it out with something a little bit more chocolatey and honey to kind of bring that around and round out that fruity acidity. We ended up putting in the beer a Guatemala instead of the Peru because we thought it brought a little bit more of that chocolate characteristics to it. So when you drink the beer, you get a lot of the fruity stone fruit notes from the hops, and then that kind of pairs really nicely with the natural Ethiopian, those blueberry characteristics. Then on the back end of the drink, after you finish the kind of beer, you feel that coffee kind of settle in, and that's where you're getting that Guatemala, which is like this honey chocolate kind of character that sits on your tongue. It was a really fun project. We're super stoked to kind of pair with a behemoth like Stone, and I really hope you guys enjoy the beer.
Yeah, so really special beer. This is a collaboration that we just came out with, and we got to collaborate with one of our favorite local breweries, Modern Times, and this is Stone, Modern Times. Say that again because it's, I think, Modern Times first.
Modern Times Stone, correct.
Thank you. Modern Times, Stone Brewing, Wizards and Gargoyles, Hazy Coffee IPA. That's a lot to say.
Yes.
But I got a lot to say about this beer, actually. I know Steve does too. It's I mean, just look at it. This thing's beautiful. Nice and hazy. I love to say Modern Times makes a lot of great hazy beers, a lot of great hoppy beers. We know a lot of those folks over at Modern Times. We've worked with them for several years. Jacob actually started here at Stone. So it's really special to be able to get back after several years, hook up with those guys, and make a really killer beer. And probably my favorite aspect is that we're using Modern Times coffee.
Yeah, there's some amazing things about this beer. We use a British oat malt in this, which I've always been a big fan of malted oats. So what's different from malted grains and unmalted grains? Malted grains are germinated and then kilned. So that means it becomes a little seedling and then it gets cooked and dried. And malted oats are really, really a special flavor. It really gives it some thickness. The other really neat thing here is that it's a little bit darker than some of our IPAs. Most of that color is actually coming from the coffee. There's not really a lot of specialty grain in here that would darken it. It's really just that tiny tinge of amber coming from the coffee addition.
It's a great color.
It's
really
a wonderful
It's
color.
awesome to look at. Probably my favorite part of this beer was going down to Modern Times and actually we got to put the blend together. They're phenomenal coffee roaster. I mean, they do amazing things with coffee. And it was right before the end of the world, and we actually got to be there in person, got to do the blend, got to cup coffee. Things were just starting to go south, but I'm really happy that we got to at least be there before everything kind of went weird. And we still did the collaboration kind of virtually from there, but running samples back and forth. Luckily we're in the same town. But this beer came out amazing. I'm really stoked with this.
So one more note about the coffee, and something I've seen a lot of roasters do this lately, but it's both a Central American and an African coffee in here, which I'm a big coffee geek. I love coffee almost as much as I love beer. Some days more than beer, but I never would have thought that would have worked again 10 years ago, but it's become kind of a newer innovation, and it really works. African coffees, especially the Ethiopian stuff in here, they tend to have a lot of fruity notes and some earthy notes, and kind of some like the Central American stuff is very aromatic, very like floral for me, for my palate. A lot going on here. It's not a ton of the hop bill, but a hop I'm in love with right now, HBC 692. It doesn't even have a proper name yet. HBC means Hop Breeding Company. 692 is just the number and sequence, but it's a wonderful hop, and it really kind of has a tangerine juice flavor to me that I think is really present in this beer. But of course I know what I'm looking for, so I pick it out.
Also HBC 685, which is a hop that we helped develop, and a hop that hasn't really gone anywhere, but it's fun to use it in this beer. What's fun about those guys is we're both members of Hop Quality Group, which is an industry hop group. So we knew right away we had to use like a variety of hops. So it's so cool to we're not only focusing on really fun, cool experimental hops, but we're also focusing on the coffee side of things. So just a killer collaboration, and the beer came out, it kind of blows me away. And like plenty of coffee throughout the whole beer, but the hops are there too. So and kudos to Modern Times, and cheers, and just happy to be part of this.
Yeah, I think one thing I would add to that collaboration too is we're very like-minded in our approach. Not every collaboration is kind of like 50-50, everyone putting ideas out there, but
good point.
But this one really was, it was a lot of idea sharing, and really I think we all ended up on the same page.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool.
I mean, it's a true collaboration, right? Like you said, collaborations are not always collaborations, but this was a collaboration.
This will probably get edited down, but this is our 12th beer at this point, and so I've talked a lot more about this one than the rest, I think.
12? I think it's only
12.
10. It's only 10.
10.
It's not 12.
10.
Always exact.
9 beers? Are you kidding me?
There's only 3 beers.
Okay.
That's my first beer.
I don't feel so bad.